Okay guys, this is Chris again. Today I'm bringing you sort of a duel / comparison on two very interesting pieces. I've already done a review of both of these, so I'm not going to go into another review on both of these, as all of you I'm sure are familiar with both of these pieces. I feel like they are very similar, but also very different. Both these pieces are really versatile, as I mentioned before, and both go with any kind of straps. I'm going to do about duel a little bit differently. Rather than show you a piece of paper with the numbers and all that, I'm just going to go ahead and read it over to you and show you the watches the whole time, as I'm sure you would rather see the watches the whole time than see my nasty handwriting and a crappy piece of paper. Alright guys, so just getting into this, I will do a wristwatch check. Wearing the Tudor, the Black Bay Black, the Etta. We'll come back to that later. And again, let's go ahead and get into this little duel / comparison. I rated in 10 different categories. The first category is aesthetics, the second is history, third is value, fourth is movement, fifth is quality, sixth is versatility, seventh is uniqueness, eighth is depth rating, ninth is the size of the watch, which I feel is a really important factor whenever you're considering one of these pieces. And the 10th one is got to be durability. Okay, so starting with aesthetics, the Padi Turtle gets a 9 out of 10. And the reason I gave the Padi Turtle a 9 out of 10 is because even though it is really aesthetically pleasing, I think it is also a little bit overdone with the Pepsi Basil, which, don't get me wrong, I love the Pepsi Basil. That's one of the reasons why I bought it, was the Pepsi Basil. But they've overused it in a lot of their lineup. That's why they get a 9 out of 10. Even though it's still aesthetically appealing to me, I still want more of that unique factor in a watch. And as far as aesthetics go, of course, the Squale 1521 gets a 10 out of 10. You can't beat this case. That polished Azure blue, I believe it's called, Azure blue. You just can't go wrong with that. As far as the history of both of the brands, I feel like the Seiko nips ahead at a 10, while the Squale 1521 gets a 9. And the reason being is only because Seiko has been around longer. Of course, I think they were the early 1900s. I don't know all the history about them. But I believe it was, around 1903 when they were started, and Squale just came around in the, 60s, 70s, during the, what I would consider the golden era of diving and diving watches. They were a really historical factor in the sport of diving, which does not take away from their history. It's just that Seiko's been around longer, so that's why I gave the Seiko a 10 out of 10 and the Squale a 9 out of 10. As far as value is concerned, of course, there is a price difference. This one comes in right under $500 most places, whereas this one comes in at $900. So the value goes to the Padi Turtle over the 1521. I give it a 10 out of 10 because of the price and the quality of this. I feel like the price, you can't beat it at under $500 compared to the Squale 1521. And this just goes to show you don't have to always have that Swiss-made backer on there just to have a really good quality watch. Like this watch, like I said before in the other video, I would be happy paying $1,000 for it. And this one is close to $1,000. So I feel that the quality, the value is there in the Seiko compared to the 1521. As far as movement goes, I give the Seiko a 10 out of 10 and the 1521 a 9 out of 10. The reason being is, of course, the Seiko has the in-house movement with the 4R36, which is really reliable. And I'm not knocking the Etta. This is just a hypothetical guess, but I'm supposing that Squale, of course, does not make nearly as many pieces as Seiko, so they can't go in-house, which is not wrong. The Etta 2824 is a really great movement. This is a modified by them, of course, which again is also the same movement that is modified by Tudor in my Black Day Black. So nothing wrong with Etta 2824. I just gave the Seiko a 10 out of 10 over the Squale with movement wise because, as mentioned, they are in-house and half the price. And as far as quality goes, I would say an 8 out of 10 with the Seiko and a 9 out of 10 with the Squale. Only reason being with the Seiko is there are some factors that they could have changed, like the bezel action is not that great. The bezel action on this is not too much better, but it's a little bit better. And as far as the quality goes, you can tell the 1521 has better quality, a little bit better made. Of course, you know there's the little things like the stamp on the logo here on the screw down crown, none over here on the Seiko, and of course they have their stamp down here on the side case, none on the Seiko. But again, like I said, that's no major disfactor to Seiko. Only reason why I gave them the scores I did. And as far as versatility goes, the Padi gets a 9 out of 10, whereas the Squale 1521 gets a 10 out of 10. Because the only reason I gave the Squale a 10 out of 10 is because this piece literally goes with pretty much any kind of strap you put on it. You can put it on leather, you can dress it up, casual, wear it with a polo, you can wear it with a t-shirt, tank top, whatever you want to wear it with. This piece is versatile and can go great on just about anything, but not nearly as versatile as this. You can go with bright colors with this, you know, go for the summer look. You can go with just about anything on this. And as far as the uniqueness on this, I gave this a 8 out of 10 on the Seiko and a 10 out of 10 on the Padi. And again, mention uniqueness. The bezel, the Pepsi bezel, that's something they use even on their basic intro lineup of the SKX, which nothing wrong with it. Again, another factor that I went with buying this was the Pepsi bezel, which I loved with that blue. And then the uniqueness of the Squale just surpasses the Seiko rather. I feel like just because of that blue, the difference in blue, like that sunburst blue is really, really good. It pumps out at you. But the Squale just really pops out at you. And as far as the uniqueness, this watch over here on the right, 1521, gets more compliments from any non-watch people that I know than this one does. I've been complimented by random strangers on this one, whereas nobody even looks twice at that. So this makes this a little bit more unique, I guess, in that factor that it just kind of, you know, catches the eye of the non-watch person, the non-watch geek like ourselves. As far as depth rating goes, the Padi Turtle, which is a collab with the Padi Professional Divers Association, I give them a 9 out of 10 because I don't think the depth rating is as high as the Squale, and the Squale gets a 10 out of 10. Again, I'm not sure in all the factors. I'm not going to try to give you guys the wrong facts or anything like that, just what I'm stating. And as far as the size goes, I gave the Padi a 8 out of 10. And the Squale a 10 out of 10. Reason being is the Padi does wear a little bit bigger. Even on my 7.5 inch wrist, it wears a little bit bigger than the Squale. The Squale has that case, that almost like that cushion style case, and it really kind of hugs the wrist. Even though it's a little bit bigger watch, it wears a little bit better than the Padi does. It's just, as you can tell, the case shape, it's just the turtle design is a little bit bigger case wise. It almost adds to that kind of square looking case factor. And as far as durability, I gave which is the last category in this duel, I gave the Seiko Padi a 10 out of 10 because I feel like this is going to last longer than almost any watch in your collection. I've had my Orange Monster going on 6-7 years now. It runs a little bit slow, which is almost the same movement as this, and it still runs really great, and I've had it longest out of any of my collection. Whereas I feel like the durability of the 1521 with the added movement, which is really durable, really reliable movement, I feel like you're probably going to have to service this one way before you will this one. So that's why that gets a 10 out of 10 and this gets a 9 out of 9. Overall score on the Padi Turtle is a 91 out of 100. And overall score on the 1521 is a 95 out of 100. Alright guys, let me know what you guys would have done different. What you guys think about my scores. I feel, again, that these are both very similar watches, even though they're a different price range. Which, used, you can almost get this a little bit more than you can this. So if you're looking for a really quality diver watch, not looking to spend the money, you know, you don't have quite $1,000 spend, go for the Padi. You can't go wrong with that. But if you want to spend a little extra money, get a good quality entry-level diver, you can't go wrong with either of these. And again, you can, if you have the money, I would say get the Padi and the Squale. Use the Squale as your, you know, weekend watch, whatever, and you can use the Padi as an everyday watch, a little beater watch. But either way, you can't go wrong. Like I said, if you're not in the budget for the Squale, definitely go for the Padi. This is definitely a budget-friendly diver, which a lot of people love, and I do love. This is definitely a keeper in the collection, as well as this one. Alright guys, again, like and subscribe down there. Let me know what you think. Alright, peace.